Two trucks have also arrived in Diondjuri after the trip through the bushland. Diadje is relieved every time the transport goes smoothly. Although the villages are not far from each other, 20, 30 or 50 kilometers at the most, traveling through the wasteland is tiring even for seasoned lorry drivers. As soon as the lorries arrive, they are unloaded. The market only lasts for a few hours, so traders and customers want to make full use of them. The drivers would like a break, but Diadje and Sikou have to inspect their lorries. They know that some things need repairing. Abdullah has also arrived in Diondjuri with his minibus. He helps the passengers get out. Happy customers are important to him. He hopes that his guests value his helpfulness and friendly manner and will travel with him again. The Diondjuri market is right on the river Niger. In the dry season, it can only be reached overland. Since there are no shops in most of the villages, people have to go to the markets. It's one of the few opportunities to do business and get the necessary supplies. Diadje and Sekou's apprentices only fix things they have a knack for. Usually that's the small stuff. Screws that have got loose from vibration, or the bonnet that won't close. Since the lorries are old, something always needs fixing.
When you've been driving for a week, you need to check the entire car. We were supposed to rest today, but if we did, it wouldn't be good. We need to check the car. What happened on the trip? Where did something get torn off? What's come loose? We need to maintain it all the time.
On the last trip, there was a problem with the starter. Diadje suspects that there's an issue with the alternator. Together with his apprentice, he goes to a garage on the edge of the market to have it checked. Only larger villages have mechanics. If Diadje's lorry breaks down in the bush, he's out on his own. Diadje knows his lorry's kinks and glitches very well. Before he goes out on the dirt track again tomorrow, he wants to make sure that his truck is in a good state. The market finishes in the early evening. People are going home. The wind blowing the dust across the savannah has died down. Temperatures will cool off overnight, but only for a few hours. Diadje has taken some customers and their goods to a remote village before sunrise. He's traveling in the land of the Pearl, the tribe of cattle farmers who live as nomads all over Western Africa. The Pearl roam the savannah with their cattle, always looking for food for their animals. Except for animals and a few shepherds, Diadje meets no one. If his truck breaks down now, he will be alone with his apprentice, a helper, and a few passengers. There's no mobile reception for getting help. It's an eerie emptiness.
There are no mechanics, no garages, no spare parts depots along the way. If we break down, we need to fix it ourselves. Sometimes there are highwaymen. That can be scary. It's happened to me twice. They made people get off the car and had them lie down on the ground. They searched their pockets and took off. They let everyone go on. They didn't kill anyone. They didn't even shoot their guns. They just shoot the air, threaten you, take your money and disappear again.
Today, bandits are not the problem. Tiadje feels that something is wrong with the truck's chassis. He calls his apprentice to check what's wrong.
I'll get off. Move the prop shaft a bit. Oh, just shake it a bit and check it. Look at the back. Twist the prop shaft to and fro. In the center. Check the center. What's it like? Still working? If it's still okay, that's fine. We'll change the ball bearings when we get there. Do we continue? We're off.
Although his apprentice didn't find anything, Tiadje wants to be on the safe side. He prefers to trust his instincts and experience instead of assuming that the ball bearings of the prop shaft will hold out.
Not 2 weeks go by without us having to weld something. These trucks are old. We weld something on every trip. You set off and something breaks and you need to change the spring.
Tiadje and Sekou drive a legendary French vehicle, a Bélier lorry. Even though production stopped over 30 years ago, Sekou can't think of a better lorry for the desert and the savannah.
This Bélier is my fifth one. The fifth! We never sold any of them. We drive them until they break down. Only when they don't work anymore we'll buy a new one. The broken lorries are spare part stocks for this one. One of the broken ones is our pharmacy. If anything is missing here, we'll take it out of there and put it in here.
Back in town, Tiadje wants to get replacement ball bearings for his prop shaft. Since there is no supplier for parts like that, he checks one of Sekou's old Bélier lorries. It was left on the edge of a square. Tiadje and his apprentice check if the ball bearings really are better than the ones in his truck. The men are skeptical. Tiadje prefers to buy new ones. Tiadje would never take his truck to the next bigger town where there is a spare parts depot. He would be gone for days and his losses would be enormous. That's why he asks Abdullahi.
The centre ball bearing's no good. We checked it and it's unusable. When you go to Jenny, can you get me one? No problem, I can bring you one. Will you make it to Messina? We'll make it to Messina. When I go to Jenna, I'll look for one for you.
Once a week is cleaning day. The lorries should shine in their old glory. It's a task for Diaje's apprentice.
We wash the engine so it can recover. When there is a lot of dirt on it, it gets hot. That's why we remove the oil and everything. Then it won't get so hot. And it can also happen that the engine is covered in dirt, and then a screw falls off somewhere and you can't even see it because of all the dirt. You see nothing.
The water from the river Niger inspires the men to clean especially thoroughly, and also because the whole process is a refreshment for them.
Oh man, that path is a disaster. Couldn't be any worse. Look, Osman, you start before sunrise and drive until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. If there was a road with tarmac to Tenenku, we'd need no more than 2 hours. Yes, no more than 2 hours.
Before the trip can continue, a flat tire needs changing.
Are you done? Let's go. It's okay like this. Put it in. If the nuts don't go in easily, leave them. Your pettiness bothers me. You always keep a sharp eye on me. Do your job and let me do mine. You're making me nervous here.
It's late before the lorries can leave. For the drivers, it's not a problem. They can camp anywhere. But first, they have to take their passengers home. The advantage of driving at night is that the air cools down. Besides, the lorries can go faster. In the beam of their headlights, they can make out potholes and ditches more easily. Sekou, Diaje and Abdoulaye have made camp in the middle of the savannah with their colleagues. They feel at home here and enjoy their trucker lives. It's been a long day. They're hungry. It'll be a quick meal. The men talk about their vehicles, the state of the dirt tracks and the weather. During the dry season, they are on the road day and night, even at the weekend. In those 7 months, they earn the money for the entire year. A few hours of sleep, and they start again. Early in the morning, it's already getting hot again. It hasn't rained in months. Lots of villages in the savannah are far away from the important transport routes. For those people, it's a blessing to have a lorry come to them once a week. This way, they can shop at the faraway market. Sekou personally makes sure that every passenger pays up. The fare is equivalent to about 50 cents. Not a lot for the almost hour-long trip, but for people who have very little, it's a lot of money. Sekou will take anyone who wants to come along. There is no maximum number of people who can find space on the truck. The people wouldn't get to the market without the lorry. Sekou is proud of the fact that he is indispensable for the inhabitants of the region.
As far as the roads are concerned, my father built himself a reputation in his day. Then I came along and, thank God, was able to build up a reputation too. My father's car, where it didn't go, no market could develop, and I'm the same. Where I can't go, no other car can go. There won't be a market. I've really made my mark.
The donkey cart means that the market is not far now. For most people, market days are the only distraction in the everyday drabness. What people in other places take for granted, like shopping and selling the bare necessities, becomes a major exertion and fight for survival in Mali's savannah. People have to travel for an entire day to get a few tomatoes, fruit, some noodles, the occasional piece of meat, and a bar of soap.
The road means great discomfort for anyone on such a trip around here. The road's not good. The way people get on the truck, we're standing on our feet from one place to the next. It's great agony. Your legs don't get any relief. That's what makes it so hard.
Abdoulaye sets out to cross the Niger. At this time of year, the river is a mere stream compared with its size after the rainy season. In some places then, it gets so broad you can't see the other side. Abdoulaye wants to get the ball bearing for Diadje's lorry in Djenné. The town is 150 kilometers away. The Niger is like a border. On the other side of the river, the vegetation is lusher and the roads are paved. Driving a taxi is no dream job for Abdoulaye. He does it to feed his family.
I'm the oldest and have 3 younger brothers. They put all their hopes in me, Abdoulaye. If someone gets ill, I step up. If someone needs something, I step up. That's why I came to Tenankul to work. I've never seen anyone from the town who goes to work in the village or bush. If they see me here driving in the bushland, I'll be poorly off.
The tarmacked roads of the bigger towns tempt people to drive faster, so accidents happen. A lorry loaded with tons of corn wanted to overtake another truck and spun out of control. Since there was little traffic at night, there wasn't a pileup. The drivers were lucky. They got off with minor injuries. Abdoulaye has reached Djenné with its marvelous clay mosque. In the town centre, right on the main square, he knows of a trader who stocks spare parts for Bélier lorries.
I need a ball bearing. What kind of ball bearing? One for our Berlier lorry. This is a ball bearing for the center. How much is it? Give me 5,000 for it. Oh, big brother, 5,000's a lot for that. Times are tough around here. I think 5,000's a good price. Let's not ramble on. Let's agree on 4,000 now. Oh, my dear man. Give it to me for 4,000. You know we don't make much money with our old vehicles.
On the other side of the Niger, in the Massina region, Sekou and his lorry arrive at the market. His passengers have survived the journey pretty shaken but unscathed. They have only a few hours to look around and do business before they go back. Most of them know each other, as they regularly take the lorry to the markets. But as they belong to different peoples who live in this area, they often don't speak the same language. Sekou is warmly welcomed by the village elders. They have known him since he was a boy and used to accompany his father here. Along the Niger, there are always markets. Big cattle markets are rather rare. From far away, as far as the Sahara and neighboring countries, Mauritania and Niger, come the cattle traders. Often they travel for days and weeks to sell their livestock. The chances to do business are good, because the Pearl like to buy cattle, sheep and goats to restock their herds and flocks. Sekou, Diadje and their apprentices and helpers are sitting in the shadow of the lorries, waiting for the market to end. They're resting before the next trip. They're a community which sticks together.
For example, in the rainy season, a car can get stuck. Then it's easier when several people travel together. Also, when one of them breaks down, many people can help out. When the car doesn't start, you can help each other out, and when something else breaks down, you get together and fix it together.
The radiator is leaking. On the way back from Djenné, Abdoulaye has problems with his minibus. A mechanic fixes the leak temporarily. If Abdoulaye wants to get to the agreed meeting point with Diadje in time, he has to hurry. Abdoulaye made it just in time, before Diadje sets out again.
Here, I got you this. Ah, that's it. That's exactly it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for trusting me.
Diadje doesn't have time to fit the ball bearing. He's running late already. He hopes that the prop shaft will last until the next stop. But first, the passengers need to take their places. The engine must be running, and none of the passengers must fall off the lorry. The dirt tracks have no beginning and no end. It's a never-ending circulation between the villages along the dirt tracks for many months. When the rainy season comes, they disappear until they reappear again, made by the drivers and their cars.
Oh no, it doesn't get boring. It's work. It's your livelihood. So you have to work. And everyone has their very own work. Understood? Day and night. It doesn't get boring. It's our work after all. And our work is this because we love it.
However well the drivers know the way, it will always be a trip into the unknown.